Welcome back to Susan's Kitchen Corner, and on this episode we're going to be making crackers from Samos grease. I don't know if you roll the grease part, but I just did. This is really simple, and again it's just 2.5 cups flour, 3/4 cup warm water. Let's turn this on right now. Turn the wrong one on. Actually got on the wrong burner. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, down to low, let it warm up. 1 egg. Oil, vegetable oil, canola oil, peanut oil. If you have peanut oil, that's optimal because you can bring it to a higher temperature. Canola oil is just fine. Make sure you drain it off. Olive oil, and you're going to need 1/4 cup olive oil, and if you have a measuring cup, you see the half cup. Well, 1/4 is between the very bottom and 1/2. So put your measuring cup down, fill the oil up until it's about halfway. And again, just judge it the best you can. It's no big deal if it's a little bit more. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now, if you got the whole cup full, that might be a problem. So let's do that right now. I usually like to squat down so I can see it perfectly. And that looks like about right. Okay, so we're going to pour the olive oil right directly into the flour. And again, I should maybe adjust this. Get this out of the way. Okay, so here's the flour, here's the oil. That's 1/4 cup oil. So let's pour that right into the flour. Get it out with a spatula. Let's check our water. Yeah, that's fine. Turn that off. Now what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to spill the flour. Essential part of cooking is spilling flour. So if you don't spill flour or get flour on yourself, you're not doing it right. Okay, so chop the oil into the flour coarsely. And I know there's more flour than there is oil, but just chop it in. And then you're going to want to take your egg, break it right into the flour. Throw egg away. And then you're going to chop the egg. And just break that egg up. And just keep working it. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get it to look like a coarse meal. You're going to want it to look, it's going to start all clumping together. So we want it clumpified. And this is really good. You can sprinkle, well, not this part. I'm not talking about eating this part, but when it's done, it's really good. So what you're going to want to do is when it's done cooking, which I will show you how to cook it, you get Parmesan cheese. You don't have to have Parmesan cheese. You can use cheddar cheese. You can use any kind of type of cheese you want. And you sprinkle that over the cracker. Now these aren't square crackers like you get in the store. They're kind of like, they're their own shapes. They puff up. They'll do, okay, this is looking really good. So, if you can see, this looks like a lot. It looks really coarse, really crumbly. It almost looks like something you'd put on top of a cake. You know how you make you mix flour with sugar with butter and then you sprinkle that on top of the cake? So it almost looks like that, but of course there's no butter in it, which is good. So now we're going to get the warm water, which is warm. I'm going to pour a little bit in there. And we're going to work that in. And again, like I have said over and over and over, I'll say it again. Always add water or liquids to whatever you're doing a little bit at a time so you don't overwhelm it and have soup. And again, I make mistakes too. Sometimes I've done stuff, not paying attention, and I got a mess. But then it can be fixed because you can add more flour. Okay, and what we're going to want to do with this is we're going to want to make it into a ball. But it's not there yet. Now what I'm doing right now is I'm scooping with a spatula and I'm pressing down on it. Like when you make tortillas, like my tortilla fill. Except I'm not doing it with my hand, I'm doing it with a spatula. A little bit more flour. Water. Okay. And I am not... Okay, the spatula is not working anymore, so I'm going to use my hand now. Okay, then get some flour on your hand. Sprinkle it over. And then let's think of tortillas again. Same concept. You just want to fold it on itself. And this is going to be stickier than, this is going to be a little bit stickier than flour tortilla dough. Just keep on working it. Press down, fold, press down, fold. Now the trick is here is what we want is we want a nice smooth dough. Now this is not really nice and it's not really smooth. So it's not done yet. And then you got some sticking on the side of the bowl. And now we got to judge whether we want to add more liquid or not. And it's looking a little bit dry. So I'm going to add a little bit more liquid. This is the fun part because now you got to incorporate the liquid into the flour. And it's going to get a little bit goopy here, so you're going to really want to, if you're having this problem, well, it's not a problem, but it's just part of the process. Okay, let's get a little bit more flour here. Perfectly fine. I want soft and pliable. I don't want dry and flaky. Okay, that's looking better. A little more flour. Again, if you want to add a little bit more flour, that's perfectly fine. Just sprinkle, knead. Then we got our dough, and we're going to want to knead it. And how you knead it is take your palm of your hand, press on it, slide it, fold it, like that. You can see me, I can see myself. Now it says to knead this for 5 minutes. You can knead it for 5 minutes. Your arm is going to fall off because my arm falls off at 20 minutes. There's some stuff you want to knead at 20 minutes. This isn't one of them. And so if you want to knead this for 5 full minutes, go for it. It's all up to you. But I knead it until it looks nice and pliable and shiny. Okay, that looks good enough. Okay, this is kind of the consistency of the dough you want. Nice. Looks like tortilla. Looks like tortilla. Not sticking to your hand when you touch it. And not flaky or dry. So this is a different type of dough. Again, there's some doughs where you want it to be tacky. This is not one of them. So put your hand straight down the dough. Lift your hand. The dough should not stick to your hand. So, and again, very pliable, but not like bread dough where it's a lot more pliable. Okay, so what you're going to want to do with this is you're going to want to stick it back in the bowl and get a lid and let it rest for 20 minutes. So I will be back in 20 minutes. I will see ya.